So I'm going to take a minute to explain the Federalism Research Project, and this is going to be a way to take federalism and the topic that we're discussing in class and really relate it to the real world and things that are happening in our society today. So the directions. In order to better understand the concept of federalism and how it manifests itself in our current political system, you will research a current federalism issue and present your findings in an essay. A list of current federalism issues is provided below. If you choose to research an issue outside of the list, please clear it with Ms. Collis. So these are some of the federalism issues that I came across. If you want to research a topic that's not on this list, that's fine, so long as you clear it with me first and make sure that it's okay. Now, there's a couple different parts to this assignment. The first part is where you're really going to be looking at the history of your issue. So you are going to consider which level of government, national or state, has traditionally maintained control over the issue. So if you're doing gun control, which level of government has traditionally maintained control over gun control? How is the power currently shared between the state and federal governments regarding the issue? Okay, so what are the laws now? How does the federal government control it? How does the state governments control it? Identify if there are any shifts in the balance of power over time. Then you're going to look at what conflicts have arisen due to the principle of federalism in this area. So any kind of Supreme Court cases, any kind of laws or amendments that have created issues or tension between the states and the national government. So any kind of issues that have arisen out of your topic. So if you are, again, doing gun control, what kind of laws or amendments have created any kind of tensions between state governments and the national government? So that's the first part. The second part is a current event. So you have to find a current event within the last few years that deals with your issue and the principle of federalism. So you can use any kind of reputable news outlet. So it can be a newspaper, a broadcast channel, an online outlet to find an article for your current event. You must summarize the information presented in the article in relation to federalism. So just answer these questions. How does it relate to federalism? What is the primary issue or conflict presented in the article? What laws or constitutional clauses are being disrupted? So just consider those questions as you're summarizing whatever is covered in that article, that current event. Explain why the issue is making headlines. So once you have finished your research, so you're looking at the history of the issue between the state and federal governments, then you're going to look at conflicts, what tensions have arose between the state and federal governments, and then your current event, you will present your findings from parts 1 and part 2 in an essay. Your essay should be at least 2 to 3 pages in length. So that may seem like a lot, but once you get going, it really won't be because you're going to double space it. So you'll have a paragraph on the history, you'll have probably a paragraph on the tensions, and then you're going to have another paragraph on that current event. Knock that out, you should get 2 pages easily. So it needs to be double spaced, 12-point font, Times New Roman, and you do need to include a works cited page for your research and your current events element. Okay, so you can do that in MLA or APA format, either one. Just make sure that you have a works cited page for where you did your research. And I have included a rubric and how it's going to be graded. So it is going to be worth a total of 50 points. Okay, so it is a pretty big grade. Part 1, you have to answer all of those key questions. Response shows clarity and understanding of whichever issue that you choose as it relates to federalism. Part 2, your response offers a summary of a current event article. The article needs to come from that reputable source, and federalism is a key summary or key theme throughout that summary. You need to have your works cited page, so that's going to be 10 points, and you need to have sources for both your research and your current event. So that means you should have at least, at minimum, 2 different sources. And then the last thing is going to be grammar and spelling. So I am going to be looking to make sure that you're writing in complete sentences, that you've ran spell check. It needs to be at least 2 to 3 pages. It shouldn't be too difficult for you to get 2 pages. It is double spaced. And again, just make sure that you're using spelling and grammar. So it's 50 points total, and it will be a test grade. So if you have any questions about the assignment, please reach out to me.